Thank you. We have now fixed the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We thought it's also important that the media is here and they can cover all the issues that have been affecting this area since this morning. And we can address the water situation, which I think we have made serious decisions in terms of addressing the water challenges in the area. Now, in our discussion, it became clearer that there are bigger challenges of water supply in this area. But what are the interventions that we must do? One, this is the following interventions that we are going to do in this area. Unfortunately, until we get the levels high, there's not much that could be done except interventions. One, we're also looking at in these 2 days that will try and switch all other areas to try and get your levels high so that the water can be supplied to the site. So that's what we're going to be doing. Three, secondly, the program that we're involved in, we are making a definite commitment that with all the interventions that we are going to be doing here, at least in the next 7 days, you'll have full supply of water on the 7th day. Now, I must explain it so that you don't get confused. To get the levels high, it means we need another 7 days. But we are saying to you, over and above, we are going to try in the next 2 days to switch off other areas at night to try and push the water to reduce that 7 days. That's what we're going to try. And then I'm asking you not no. That's what we're going to do to ensure that you have water. The second part, what we are going to do, the second part we're going to do, we are going to provide 15 water tankers immediately. No. Let's have a meeting. You raise up your hand at the right time and you say no and you make your point. And when you say no, you also propose a solution. The intention here, we are going to work together to find a solution together. So when you say no, you give me a solution. Then we move on. You make a suggestion, we move on. I'm giving you what ourselves and Joburg Water have discussed and what solutions we have found. And I expect you to then, if you say no, that solution is not working, I've got a better one. This is the solution. We will look at it so that we don't fight. We find a solution together. So that's what I'm reporting from the discussion that ourselves and water has had. So that we ensure that there's no interruption of water post the 7 days. And there's a lot of work that we must also do in that 7 days. That post the 7 days, there's no interruptions. Because reality is that the infrastructure, which is the water infrastructure in what they call a commando system or something, has been badly affected and badly damaged, and it requires refurbishment. We have since, as the city of Johannesburg, put aside a budget of 800 million focusing on this area so that we resolve once and for all the water challenges in your area. There are people who have not had water for over a month in this area. So we want to resolve this thing, but by working together with you as communities. So we have made that commitment. So that's what we're going to do, but I'll also allow the CEO to give you even more technical response to what we're trying to do to restore water in these areas. We've got at least 3 areas in Johannesburg that are badly affected. West Dean, and this area here, and Ivory Park. Those are the 3 areas in the main that are adversely affected, and we are going to try and resolve the situation in these 3 areas. So may I then request the CEO just to give a report about how we are resolving this thing, and maybe if it comes from him, we'll also understand that he's a technical guy, he's an expert in the water situation, he understands the environment much, much better, but the commitment we're making as the city is that we must give provision of water in this area, and we are going to do so. CEO.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Liam, for the opportunity to brief the community members. My name is Chabet Mukwebo, Managing Director of Johannesburg Water. I think in my brief, I'm going to, at high level, just start by indicating to you, community members, why do we have this problem. The main issue that we have is that the bulk infrastructure for this area is insufficient. That's the root cause. It's insufficient in the sense that for this area to get sufficient water, the overall system, this is the overall system for the city of Johannesburg, overall system in Gauteng, it needs to be very healthy. When I say healthy, the upstream reservoirs levels need to be very good. Then we'll be able to get water coming through the commando system, simply because the bulk infrastructure is insufficient. It is for this reason that in the past few years, when the city realized that we have this major challenge of bulk infrastructure here, decided to invest in the bulk infrastructure in this area. We currently have projects that are happening on the ground to resolve this problem permanently. These are the projects where we are building a reservoir, Brixton Reservoir, and Brixton Tower is a 26 megaliter reservoir and 2.2 megaliter tower, which we are aiming to complete by end of next month. The second one, it's an issue where we are installing, The next one is an issue that we are installing a 4.5 kilometer pipeline ranging from 600 meter to 1,000 millimeters a meter from the end point of rainwater coming into the area, so that we're able to bring the necessary volume that is required in this area. This project is coming together with 2 pump stations, and I'll explain why 2 pump stations. These projects that I've explained just started recently, is currently at 10% construction progress, and is going to be completed in December 2026. Above that, the 2 reservoirs, we have 3 reservoir complexes. The two reservoirs that are in one complex, Hestil Reservoir, which Hestil 1 supplies this particular area. Both Reservoir Hestil 1 and Hestil 2 need attention. They need to be refurbished. And for reservoir that supplies this area, Hestil 1, we are going to refurbish it, and the plan is to appoint contractor by November. We'll start refurbishing that, and it will be finished in October 2026. And that's why the reservoir is on bypass, because it cannot be able to supply the area. And of course, the Hestil 2, which will supply the other area linked to this, we have appointed a contractor, and the work should be starting in the next few weeks. We are currently finalizing the paperwork. So all these projects that I've indicated, these are the projects that are going to resolve this problem permanently. Because, as you are aware, we've been battling with salt water supply in this area. This is the projects that the city is investing 800 million. And the reason is that the system as it functions now, it relies upstream on the levels. When things are difficult like now, when demand is outstripping supply, basically overall in the entire Johannesburg, including the broader Gauteng, the usage for water is much higher than what the system can be able to bring. This is why we've been appealing to everyone to reduce demand. Unfortunately, the system that suffers most is this one where we are, simply because it's got its own weaknesses of insufficient back infrastructure. Other areas that are supplied from the same system, a broader system, whether it's Soweto, Greater Roodepoort, Greater Randburg, even though the demand really dropped the reservoir level upstream completely, you'll find that other areas, they still get water sufficiently, simply because those systems operate correctly, they have sufficient back infrastructure. It is for that reason why we are doing this investment. So going to the next part to say, what are we going to do to try and recover this system? All the systems across the whole city are interconnected. So we are going to be intensifying the issue of throttling other systems so that we can be able to improve the levels upstream. We need to get the level upstream improved. When I say upstream, is the level for reservoirs upstream going back to our bulk supply, so that those levels, when they are up, the necessary volume that's required will be able to come through here. The problem is why we don't get necessary volume and sufficient pressure is because the reservoirs upstream, they are very low. And we need to be closing during the night, specifically all the other systems more intensively, with the view of in the next 7 days, each day must be better than the previous one through that particular system. And it's a system that we believe, as it has helped us in the past, whenever we have this kind of situation, it should be able to help us so that we stabilize the system. I must indicate community members, because I've heard that as we're interacting throughout, that residents are thinking that the situation that resulted into this unfortunate issue that we are dealing with is throttling. It is not throttling. If there's anything, residents that are supplied from Hestel 1, we don't throttle Hestel 1. Simply because it's on bypass. You throttle the reservoir. What we need when we throttle, we are throttling to help overall reservoir levels going back even to our supplier to improve so that we can get water into this system. Throttling, we do it mainly to assist system that battles that we know, which commando system is one of them. And as we do that, we'll also be able to improve the Brixton Reservoir, which is also part of the commando, which once we improve it, we're able to push a bit of volume from that other system coming through this particular area. So this is the intervention that we'll be implementing, and we'll be working with the ward councillors around the issue of water tanker that the Mayor have indicated, to make sure that there's good coordination, to make sure that all the necessary areas that have been agreed, that water tanker, either we must place stationary tanks or water tankers must pass through there. It's happening on daily basis in this period while we are busy stabilizing the system. I'll stop here, MMC. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Executive Mayor and the MD. Okay. Colleagues, I think you would have listened to what the EM and the MD have said. At least from what they were telling, you can get a sense that they are not speaking about projects that are happening and those that are about to happen. So it's no longer about theory of how we're going to solve this problem, but I think there's a plan in both short and long term. There's work undergone through now Brixton and Crosby. There's also a work being done also that side. So I think now is the time for that interaction, time for hands. We'll start with 10 hands. I'll point you with a number, then hold your number, then until number 10. If your point has been covered, don't be shy to say that you've been covered. Then let's move to the next one. Are we clear? You'll be number 1, my brother, number 2, number 3, my sister, you'll be number 4, you'll be number 5, you'll be number 6. I'm also coming. Oh, okay. I said you're number 6 then? 6. You will be number 7, my brother, the man. You will be number 8, my sister, class. You'll be number 9, you'll be number 10 with the blue t-shirt. Then I think let's start with everybody will come there. Can you come forward one by one, those that have been actually pointed out? Yes, you can keep this one. When we speak, we try to put the mic here.
Yes, please can you bring it down, please?
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you. Sorry, we are here today with the situation of the water that is brought up together again. Yes, it's very great to hear that they are going to work on things. Every day they are working on the water. There must be work to be done every day upon water here. We can't continue like that anymore. But yes, we will keep. From my side, I would say 8 days. From 8 days, everybody must come back. And also, I'm asking them that the mayor and all the people must go with papers. Every person in the community, everybody, this is the community. Everybody know what they have to do here, what the mayor is saying. Now, my biggest thing is here, what I should say quickly. Sorry guys. The only thing I want to say. The policing that are here from the province, the police. How you shooting out people like this? Yes. You cannot shoot out people like this. You can't do that.
But also, I want to address our elderly people in the old age homes, no water. If you people can reply to the old age people, that's my main concern. And I also want to ask staff not to shoot on our people. I agree with my brother. I was here yesterday. but confront themselves. Why are they shooting our young children? And the man came to me yesterday, who was shot with a round bullet while he went to take his daughter. Please, that must stop. We don't want no shooting in our area because we started with the crisis of water. Here's my councillor at our home in the middle of the night where there is problems. These people bear with us at the side, the please may take us in concern the water on black and white. Thank you.
I have two questions. The one is, I know how to say this, so I just want to find out if those people that start in the lake. And then my other question is, I can't remember. My question or my suggestion is, or my request that I can say, is that we need someone from our field to be part of that budget management. Because too many times money has disappeared. And too many times we ask people that end up suffering because money has disappeared. So we need our people involved in this process.
Thank you. There is a request that the media will cross the speakers. What is your position? Want to capture the speakers? The request is that the
Thanks very much to the community of West Nuclear and Newlands and all the communities that are concerned about water. Your Excellency, Mtate Mrero, Mtate Mukwebo, you are acknowledged, comrades. My consent is one. I think everybody that's here, we already have got solutions because we heard what you came up with, Mtate Morero. As a colleague, as a person that also works for the communities, because we are in offices, we are doing a lot of work of which we are being assigned to serve the communities. As we have been assigned to serve the communities with dignity and respect and remember what is expected of us. Your Excellency, Mtate Morero, you came up with solutions as you've been sitting in those offices discussing on what to do to supply the water. My question is only one. If there's field people or field workers who have been sent for monitoring and evaluations to our reservoirs, when they bring back the report, what is happening, what is needed to refurbish our infrastructure, how long does it take for the report to reach your office? And how do we handle the report? Do we normally get back to the communities and address them in time so that they know what problems they might be facing, rather than to wait for the communities to stand up to fight? Why can't we always give them feedback and update them so that they know what is happening? And we must always remember that we're serving these people. It's them that put us in those offices to serve them with dignity and respect and integrity. How are they going to trust the government which they voted in if we are the people that must be serving them, as we are the servants of them? Then we not go into them and inform them and report them and update them. We wait for them to riot against the government which they trust. I just need to know how long does it get to the point that they be given a report back always. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Let's give 5 minutes.
He said I must keep on.
Please, David, let's give you a chance.
Good day, the community of Westbury, Coronation Road, New Clare, and Claremont, and all the surrounding areas. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being here. Sir, thank you for being here. We have one question, is that we do not want to look over the words of the President himself, that there is a water mafia. And since we saw these new trucks, the water crisis have increased. Before when these trucks was not visible, there was no water issues. But since we saw these trucks, suddenly the water crisis have increased. My second question is this. If, as the lady have asked you about the evaluation, how long do you guys act? How long does it take for you guys to act? I mean the reservoir, how long is it now not working? Did you guys wait up until the reservoir is beyond repairs? Now you want to repair it. You could have been proactive. You could have been proactive and work around this project of the reservoir. Now that there is a crisis, people have been shot, people have been injured, people have been discriminated. Now the mayor and everyone is coming out. Why must we come to such situations before action is taken? This could have been prevented if you guys were proactive, if you guys did your job, if the guys were not incompetent to do their job. We wouldn't have been sitting here. We would have been at work now, at school. Our children would have been at school. We have been peaceful now in our communities. But because now there's no water, we are here. So we are asking for you guys to be proactive. We are asking for you guys to be competent in whatever promise you have made us today. We want those promises to come to pass. We are sick and tired of promises. Many people have come to Westbury and the surrounding areas and promised us there's gangsterism. They have promised us there will be peace. There's still today, there's no peace. There's a water crisis. Still today, there's no water in our taps. So we are asking you guys, be men of your word, honor your word today, so that people can take you serious. Thank you.
Good day, people of our community. Basically, first of all, I want to ask the water board, not rent water board, but Joburg water board, because they are incompetent, not doing the job. That's why we don't have water. I'm going to ask the mayor a simple question. There was funding made available, 4 billion for water infrastructure in our area. And that 4 billion, he diverted it to other projects. Now the water board sits there, people of the water board cannot talk on behalf of the communities, like the guy before me said actually. What is happening really? Because now you're creating a criminality with a mafia, a water mafia around in our areas. Because the water board cannot resign people. Nothing is going to happen. They're not doing the job. They're not doing the job that they're supposed to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please come through.
Good afternoon, residents of Ward 82 and surrounding areas. My question is to the mayor. You mentioned that you're going to be having trucks coming in the interim while fix problem, right? We are around about a population of 33,000. Do you really think 50 trucks is sufficient for us? And people do not want trucks. You need to look at something more feasible. My solution, what I think we should be doing, is get boreholes at the recreation centers, the churches, etc., so that there is always water available. And people do not need to do this protesting because there is water always. We can't have a situation like this
where people need to go and protest for you to come out to us. Couldn't you have done and sat around the table before people got hurt, before the police acted the way they was? I agree with the gentleman, this crisis could have been prevented. Also, regarding the corruption, regarding funds, I also stand by with the man that says members of our communities need to be involved because this money corruption needs to end. It needs to end. We are also people. We also have rights, and water is our constitutional rights. To open your tap and to get water is a right. Why must we be suffering? It is our constitutional right. Thank you.
I'm sending my greetings to everyone. I'm here very down spiritually. And I also feel like here we are playing the cat and mouse style. Because it is also unnecessary sometimes or uncalled for to have all the law enforcement to come and intervene on crises that are caused by people who knows what they're supposed to do. If ever we had a crisis of the water, maybe during the time of the corona, that COVID-19, they knew that they have to bring some tanks and all into the areas. But this time around, it's another story. They start to dismantle, and after dismantling, they start to say, okay, we're gonna have a plan of 2055, 2060, which is gonna delay us more. For them, they're staying in areas where they have water, where they have everything, their children are going to school and everything is fine. For us, we spend weeks without water. We don't have any place to flush, we don't even have bushes whereby we can say we are going to do the cat method. This thing is really, really not good, especially for us as black government. We are taking further 20 steps behind or backwards. There is nothing. We don't even know whom to trust. They call the mayors, they call everyone so that they can come and be covered. For them, for they know that their mistakes is to loot the money that they know is there. We are not good in numbers, as they sometimes also fail to give the figures. They will tell you 1 million, 3 billion, 3 rand and all the stuff. For us, we don't know that, but we just only need water and to survive. We know when we come out here, there will be another crisis in another area. They will be gone for good. We'll never see them again. We'll still hustle and struggle on our area. I'm so ashamed for the people, and I'm so sorry for those who were caught in the rubber bullets yesterday. But I think this thing must come to an end. Let the police also know that we are the human beings. When we are caring for our problems, they must understand. So long that we do our thing in a correct way, not to say we are going to distract other people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Straight to the point.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ferial Adam, and I'm very glad that the mayor has talked about solutions and bringing solutions. But I have to concur with everyone. 15 trucks, 7 days. I think that how many other areas in Joburg need to start burning tires and going on the streets and screaming? Because this is not the only area. As we speak, Region F has no water. Other parts of Region B have no water. So this is a widespread issue. But I want to say, we want solutions. We as civil society has provided solutions, but I want to also say here that in terms of the solutions, and I think some of the community members have spoken about this, is that the city of Joburg needs to stop taking money away from the Joburg water company. When we talk of 800 million rand, it's not good enough that it's 800 million rand only on paper and nothing in the bank, because then nothing can happen. So to the prepared, are you and your MMC prepared to resign if you don't meet your commitments?
Afternoon, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I just want to find out whether the 15 trucks, will it be available for Claremont, for Westbury? Because Westbury is two areas, two sections. Coronation, Waterval, Bosworth, Newlands, it's in Sophia Town. Right. Number one, guys, please. Number one, at the water terminals. If you go there by the water terminals, they treated our people very bad. Point number one. If you ask a truck, no, maybe you can't get a truck. So it's better if you can point out like a team to work with the water trucks. With the water trucks. And please, Mr. Mayor, address the people by the water point. If the community come to fetch trucks, the trucks must be available. Because they don't want to give us trucks. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take the last lady. Then from there, the children's home. Remember that there is still community and coordination work must work and address after this one. So let us just be disciplined very quick, then we'll ask to coordination.
Good afternoon, residents. Good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon to the team. I'm Ernestine Watson and I'm a ward committee member for Ward 82. Thanks to the councillor as well that has made this possible. Firstly, I would like to say that our areas are having huge infrastructure issues. You have mentioned infrastructure. Infrastructure is a huge issue within our wards. Secondly, you mentioned the two, Hostel and Brixton, the refurbishment of Hostel and Brixton. My question is that we are in a high-lying area. The high-lying areas are suffering tremendously when it comes to the water being restored. So I want to find out how will the system, the pipeline, will it help us in high-lying areas? How will it help us in high-lying areas? So I need to find out whether it will assist us in high-lying areas. You also mentioned that the levels will increase. When the levels increase, is it really going to make a difference for us? I would like to mention a building in Ward 82, which is 9 floors with 60 units with over 100 residents living in that area. The concern is that we cannot do our basics on a daily basis because the pumps has been burned, so the water is not being pushed up to the 9th floor, up until the 9th floor. So my concern is that as much as you say that there's going to be refurbishment, there's going to be changes in the Brixton, you gave us a deadline of October 2026 where it's going to be. So my concern is that we are really suffering on a daily basis to carry 25 liters of water up till the 9th, the 10th, the 8th floor. We've got senior citizens. Now you are physically, emotionally and financially strained because everyone cannot afford to pay for a 25-liter water to be carried. So please can we get, because at the end of the day, the living conditions is really, it's inhumane. We live in filthy, dirty areas where it does not get cleaned.
Now, without water, it affects us on a daily basis. Without water, you cannot go without water. Some of the water is not even consumable for us to drink. Many people go to ShopRite to go and buy water. Not everyone has got the ability to literally go and get water and buy water. So there's different conditions and different situations in all the wards in the areas. That building, if a fire should break out tonight, we will die. We will die in that building because there will not be water to kill the fire, let the fire. The fire brigade will come out and they will also not have water. They will also not have water to basically assist us. So seriously, honestly, the protest has been peaceful, but people are angry, people are frustrated. We need real solutions. We are real people, and we need you to come and make decisions. Us as leaders want to be involved. We want to be included in your decisions. We want to know about your decisions so that we can go out and give the clarity to our community to ensure that they know what you are doing and process. Inform us. Let us know so that we can speak for you on the ground, because we are on the ground on a daily basis and they ask us questions. We need to answer. So communicate, give us the ability to say. We also understand, and the community will believe and understand. Real problems, real people, real solutions.
For the building.
Is it a city building?
It's a city building.
Will allow the team to respond. Be cognizant of the view that other communities waiting for us on the street for a very long time. That must also go from here to go and address them. I'd like to believe that there are also some issues since the one that was beginning. Let's allow the team to respond. Then from there we
We'll still take other hands, but be mindful also that maybe in our responses will cover their questions. We don't know. Let's work together. Let's work together. I'm glad that at least we are reaching some kind of a consensus on the water issue. So I've made a commitment that within that 7 days you'll have your water fully restored. And my track record on the commitments that I've made when I took over as the mayor, I was able to deliver on the track record. And all the commitments I made, I delivered on. So your water will be there in the next 7 days. And secondly, we are making you will have another round of questions. The second part we are saying here, we are immediately availing 15 water tankers to supply all the areas affected. There's a concern about old age homes that we give. Okay. The 15 water tankers will then help us to address the situation and will also give attention to old age homes. If there's a need to increase, we will do so. There was also a proposal that came from you that we must also look at options of boreholes, which the city has already started with a program on boreholes. We had initially targeted informal settlements to reduce the impact of illegality. So we will therefore look at areas like schools. There's one school in the area that is a borehole that is damaged. We have committed to go and help the school to fix it by tomorrow. The intention is that that borehole can assist the community around the schools. So we will continue to do that. The team will do an assessment and look at where we can place some of these boreholes to ease the pressure, whilst there's future plans that we're working on resolving the water situation. The ring-fencing of the surpluses of water and electricity, which I wanted to respond to that question. I need to explain this thing so that all of us can understand. When local government was initiated and conceptualized in South Africa, post-1994, the assumptions were that metros in particular will survive on the surpluses of water and electricity. And they will then fund all other activities in the cities. But reality is that over time, we have lost the revenue on the surpluses of water and electricity. Which means you must now change the way in which local government functions. So between ourselves and National Treasury, we are now working on the reforms of service entities to address the exact point that we have raised here, so that we can address how we ring-fence the surpluses of water and electricity and reinvest them into the water and electricity infrastructure. On the matter that relates to the police, we had a discussion here with the Commissioner of Police. It is regrettable, of course, that some people got injured in the process of a protest. And the Commissioner then gave direction and a response on how the matters will be handled moving forward. Yes, there are people that were also arrested in the process, and they are dealing with that with the police and the courts. There are those that got injured who have the right to also take the matters with the police. One gentleman earlier confirmed that he also has a video to that effect. So the matters will also be addressed with the police, and the city will assist where it can, so that the matters are properly registered for investigation. Now, what is of importance and of commitment to us is that we must have access to water, which we are committing that we will bring the tankers, and we will work around the clock that within that period or lesser of 7 days, you've got full supply in your houses. So allow us to do so. And it is of course regrettable that we have reached a stage in which we are battling with water supply. And not only in Region B, but throughout Johannesburg. Because the task that we have now, and we have committed ourselves to doing, is to fix the water infrastructure throughout Johannesburg, which has been damaged, it's old, it requires to be refurbished. So we made the commitment when we passed the budget last year, and when we passed the budget this year, that we are going to focus on the refurbishment of the infrastructure. The infrastructure in Johannesburg currently, just on the water infrastructure, our backlog is sitting at about 40 to 45 billion rands just on the water infrastructure. That needs to be fixed, that needs to be refurbished, that needs to be upgraded. So there's work that the city is committed itself to doing, and that requires revenue, that requires financial investment. In Region B, we've invested 800 million with an intention to fix your reservoirs, to fix your bulk infrastructure. It's a process into the future. So the city is beginning to work and to work for its residents, but there are challenges, and allow us the space to do so. I've answered the trading entities. So 2 points agreed, and we can summarize and close our meeting and take the 3 more questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Mamela. I don't want us to have an argument or a dialogue. I've responded on what we're going to do. I've responded on what we're going to be doing as the city. Any other point must now be a new point to help this meeting to move and to get to conclusion. Again. Chapesenuka. Kunan Matsoko ay 1, 2, 3, Manya. Let's start. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, the problem is that I'm getting a message that the people on the other side are fighting. What do I do? I want you to help me. There's people who have been waiting also on the other side. What do I do? Now we're permitted to see them at 3, not you. We permitted to meet those ones at 3. So what do we do? What do we do? You can help us. Are you helping us to summarize? Yes. So I left to go that side and
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon, Councillor Barron, all the support structures, and everyone over here. A year ago, we had the same issue. And the year before that, we had the same issue. I have a solution. And I want an immediate support on this, I'm asking. You say you want to do boreholes? No. Give us Jojo tanks now. By tomorrow, each one of our blocks, our homes, every street, Jojo tanks and fill it. Immediately, that's water. Number 1. That will give us humanity. This is inhumane. You can't even brush your teeth. Number 2. We're not looking at the issues. We know about the infrastructure. We know about the money. We know all of that. We ask him, go about that now. Make it possible. Employ the people to put in the Jojo tanks. Our people. That solves another issue, unemployment in our area. Number 3, final one. Informal settlements has caused a lot of havoc within our areas. And yet, us standing being grounded here in this area has not been recognized on any infrastructure, sea or anything like that. That is why. Take us out of the box of the informal, etc., and make us, put us up, so that you couldn't give us homes. We are 10 to 9 to 10 people in one flat. We have, if I say, she's talking 9 floors, that's 1 block. With people of 9 people in 1 block, we're talking crisis. We're not Zozos. We are homes with homes. So please, our areas, we start Coronationville, Westbury, top and bottom, Newlands, Waterval, etc. We need Jojo cans by tomorrow. Can you submit to that, please? Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Will there be a response? So there will be only water tankers, 15 of them. Tomorrow there will be additional hotels that are going to also be deployed in various facilities where we are going to get these facilities from ward councillors and other community leaders. We are so released, I think, from where we are now. We appreciate the time that we took. It's not fair. It's also people that we took from outside. Since the day. So we thank everybody for coming. And those of us that really want to have one-on-one, please do so. And interact with us one-on-one. Like we both address other community information. We can't be here for the whole day. Why are we not sitting there?
Please help me here. Just one. Wait. Let me hold it. This is the Thank you so much. Of escaping us. Yeah. I could, but now I only hear you. Yes.
What you are doing for Mali?
Yeah, he's doing formality. Even today, he must
I
need you.
We are not doing anything. 15K. How many are we? 15K.
Yes. Yes, coronation hall.
We're going to Kori, you coming?
Don't go. Stand up. We become their little puppets. Please come stand here. We've really become their little puppets. Well, I think the residents are really unhappy with basically what was provided by the mayor as well as the Joburg water. They feel like their solutions are not really solutions that they need right now. So the 7 days seems like it's something quite longer. But what we know is that there is a commitment from the city of Joburg that in 7 days they will provide the water, they'll provide the 15 water tankers, they'll provide Jojo tankers as well for the community. But at the same time, they've spoken about the fact that there's an ailing infrastructure that requires billions of rands to be able to fix. And we understand that in the commander system, this is where the Hurst Hill 1 and Hurst Hill 2 is in terms of the reservoir, and they're saying that's badly damaged. It requires fixing, and some parts even requires an entire refurbishment of a reservoir. So I want to bring in one of the residents here, and I know, Melissa, you've been quite outspoken about this water issue, and I want to start with you. Are you satisfied?
I'm not satisfied, and I heard that you said the city has made some commitments, maybe to you guys, but not to us. We don't see that as commitments, because at the end of the day, why did it take them 7 days, right, to actually now respond to it? Why would it take them 7 days to respond? Because we've been sitting without a drop of water for a month. Why did they not decide to do this 4 years ago, when the very same mayor who's sitting in that seat now has been at this very same reservoirs where he saw the problem when we had the Al Jamar mayors on board? They came there and he knows about this problem. So are you telling me they just turned a blind eye? When he became the mayor, why did he not say, let me attack that first? Because this is a basic human right, you know. We see the community frustrated, but we can't blame them, because it seems like they were just following protocol by coming and addressing what? Addressing the chairs, because the people don't feel like they were addressed. We are very frustrated. We are very hurt by the fact that we were persecuted. We had to be persecuted so many times. Myself in particular this morning as well, by the very same unruly police. And it took all that time for them to actually now respond to it, after we as a community was basically persecuted for fighting for our rights. This is a basic human right, and we are saying to you that we are not satisfied. We are making our way to Coronationville, and there is an informal settlement right across the road from Coronationville, and we want to be connected to that reservoir. If they are fed, and like the mayor said, the city is taking those bills, right? And we should make use of the ESP. I'm saying let the city also take into account that they can actually connect us to that line, because we are not far away from each other.
Melissa, what does this mean? Does that mean that you perhaps then going to stop protesting and see what happens in 7 days?
I cannot promise you that. I can honestly not promise you that. Not at the extent of the frustration that our community is experiencing currently. We have been standing on the streets, and it has cost so many of us, you know, being persecuted, being bullied, being seen as unruly. And I don't even think that we can even just say that we are backing down and we are happy with the 7 days. Why, when I went on the 1st of September to the Joburg Water Office, why did they not then say, within 7 days, you guys will have water? Why does it take them a month to actually respond? Because we have not been having water for a solid month, and some residents even longer. And I'm not talking of Coronationville here. I'm talking of the broader Ward 82 and 69, which is Coronationville, Claremont, Newclay, Westbury, Dowling, and the surrounding areas. It is very broad, not forgetting Ward 86, which covers the Firetown as well.
And I'm going to ask you this question because for a very long time we've gotten to know that Hurst Hill has always had issues with regards to the reservoir. What were the solutions prior to this that you had gotten with regards to Hurst Hill being bypassed?
So today we heard that we are actually not bypassed. We couldn't be bypassed because Reservoir 1 is completely destroyed, and Reservoir 2, that's why people from Melville, Braamfontein, Auckland Park is still getting water. They are still okay. So we are asking, why don't you fix the one reservoir, then feed everybody from there, do your throttling where you switch off water and then on again, do that processes, but also include the broader communities like Sandton. They are South Africans, so are we. We are paying ratepayers, and so are they. So why all of a sudden today only the mayor is saying that they're going to stop water supply to them to feed us? Why did it take them so long?
That's very valid, and I want to bring in other residents who are joining me now here, Rio. And I want to know from you, Mama, you've heard it. There is a commitment.